changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42.
Welcome to this morsel of the Red Pill Sports Entertainment Show. Holy cow, I just read breaking news. Dak Prescott signs with the Dallas Cowboys, 4-year contract, $45 million a year. Utterly, stupendously horrible decision. In years past, I have always defended Jerry Jones. I've always thought that he's been underrated as a football GM, particularly in the draft. Him and Jason Garrett, of course, along with Stephen Jones, I feel have done a fantabulous job in picking the right talent in the draft. If you looked at their team, when it was at its best a couple of years ago, it was all through a lot of homegrown young talent that they had picked up in the draft. And because of that, I had defended Jerry Jones. Now I am seeing this ridiculous Dak Prescott contract coming off of a compound fracture, and we don't know that Dak is going to be the same. We don't know if his mobility is going to be the same. I can tell you right off the bat that most likely his mobility will suffer some, at least early on into the first few games back. This is horrible news as a Cowboy fan, and it simply is because Dak is not a $45 million a year quarterback. I mean, long and short of it, he's not worth that money. They're paying him A plus money, and he is a B plus quarterback. This will set the Dallas Cowboys back at least another decade. Cowboy fans, go ahead, get comfortable for the mediocrity show. It is coming to a stadium near you. With COVID nearly behind us, you'll get to go back to the games probably next season, but I wouldn't really be too enthralled to see what's coming up. This is horrible. Really did not think that they could afford to do this. I still don't think they can afford to do this. Unless Jerry Jones has some magical trade that is, Jared Goff for, good old Matt Stafford unless he has that Stafford Goff type of trade in the works somewhere with either Dak being on the chopping block or Elliott, Zeke getting traded. I just don't know. I mean, is he going to find a way to rob another team the way that Jimmy Johnson robbed the Minnesota Vikings? I mean, I just don't, like with the Herschel Walker trade, I don't understand. I just don't understand how they are going to compete. Your offensive line was horrible. You needed to do something about the offensive line to get your running game back and to give any quarterback that you brought in a winning, fighting chance. And now I just don't see how they're going to shore up their offensive line. Defensively, they were hurting really, really bad. And they started to show some signs of life, started to come together just a bit. And you were going to need to re-sign some guys, and we're probably going to have to ask some guys to restructure. At this point, I just don't know how the Dallas Cowboys are going to be. I don't know how they're going to be competitive paying Dak what they're paying him with all the quarterbacks that are out there right now. Particularly coming off of this broken leg, the Cowboys had all of the leverage here, and Jerry Jones let it slip through his fingers. He let it slip through his fingers. All the quarterbacks that were in play, he could have done a whole lot more without spending as much, by spending a whole lot less. And truth be told, Andy Dalton did not look bad once they were able to get some schemes to protect him. and get him a little bit of time back there. And once he had a little bit of time, Andy Dalton looked good, and it just kind of went to show that if everything's clicking on all cylinders for the Cowboys, if they can get some, even a margin of consistency out of their offensive line, they look good. So I am super surprised. Had to open the morsel with that. Next, let's go ahead and get into it. Big game coming up this Sunday. Who you got? Well, I think it'll be no surprise to anybody who listens to my show. I will be going with the GOAT, Tom Brady. Tom Brady. I will be cheering for Tom Brady. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke. I believe the Chiefs should be the favorite. I believe they have more firepower. I know they are the favorite. I know rationally, everything, intellectually speaking, I would say that the Chiefs would win this game hands down going away. But there's just something inside of me that says do not count out the GOAT. Do not count out his experience. He has faced Patrick Mahomes a handful of times to this point. I think he has a younger team with more weapons. He has a better ability to keep pace with Mahomes if it turns into a scoring affair. Not only that, but I don't know that the defenses are as big a gap as some would lead us to believe. I actually think that the Bucks have been playing fantastic, and as a matter of fact, I think the warm-up, okay, the games that they've played coming into this game, I think have the Bucks defense more ready. I assume what we'll see is probably a low scoring affair early on, the first half, with fireworks in the second. If the Bucks defense can keep Mahomes under 20 points in the first half, I think Tom Brady will find a way to get the W for this team and get the Bucks yet another Super Bowl trophy. So there you have it. That's what I got. TB12 in the house. Hope you enjoy the game. Make sure you're safe, guys. Always be safe. All right, being masculine guy, being positive masculinity does not mean being reckless with your life. Make sure you got Uber, you got Lyft. Get home safe, guys. That's what I got. Should be a fun time this weekend. And maybe we need to start pressuring Biden, all these populists, all these snowflakes running around, SJWs and whatnot, wanting all this, my rights, my rights. I mean, maybe it's time, we start a populist movement to make Super Bowl Monday a national holiday. What do you think, guys? All right, man, that's all I got for this Red Pill Morsel. Enjoy. Remember, be practical, be purposeful, get fit with a purpose, guys.
It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works.
Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.
People are so stupid.